Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at a really fascinating journey. It's the story of Dr. Charanjit Singh Channi.
Mm-hmm.
He's a former Chief Minister of Punjab, now a Member of Parliament, and importantly, Chairman of the Parliamentary Committee on Agriculture.
Right, and our discussion today, it's based on that cover story by Prime Point Srinivasan and Priyadharshni Rahul. That's from the May 2025 eMagazine PreSense.
Exactly, and what really jumps out is this theme, isn't it? How he managed this incredibly demanding political life,
Yeah, reaching the very top job in Punjab.
while at the same time just relentlessly pursuing academic qualifications. It speaks volumes about, a lifelong commitment to learning.
Absolutely, a real belief in continuous learning. And it's not just history either.
No, right now, as an active MP, he's chairing this key committee on agriculture.
And that committee just won the Sansad Ratna Award for 2025. That's quite something.
It really is. Shows his ongoing impact. So let's maybe start at the beginning. How did this all unfold?
Okay, so Dr. Channi comes from, pretty humble beginnings. A village in Punjab.
Mm-hmm.
His father, Sansad Singh, had a small shop. His mother, Ajmer Kaur, she was a homemaker.
And the article suggests this simple upbringing, it really instilled core values like hard work, empathy.
Definitely. Those seem to be foundational. Then came his entry into student politics.
The turning point.
Seems like it. That's where he apparently realized the power of, collective voice and leadership with integrity.
That seems to be a thread throughout his story. And he didn't just jump straight into state politics, did he? There was grassroots work.
Oh, yes. Municipal councilor first. And then, quite notably, president of the Municipal Council of Karar. Twice.
Okay, so real local government experience.
Yeah.
Learning the ropes from the ground up.
Exactly. Understanding people's everyday issues.
Now, this part is interesting, the independent run. He was denied party tickets a few times.
Yeah, the article mentions 1999, 2002, 2007. Apparently, his father really pushed him, said contest independently.
And he won. That must have taken some serious connection with the voters, going against the party structure.
It suggests a strong personal mandate, doesn't it? And his message then was very clear.
What was the focus?
It was all about serving the poor, the middle class, the farmers, the Kizan, and importantly, the farm laborers, the Ket Mazdor.
Right.
And he stressed, regardless of caste or religion, it seemed less like rhetoric, more like a core conviction.
Which has obviously resonated.
Yeah.
And that eventually led to him becoming chief minister.
Mm-hmm. A really historic moment. The first Dalit chief minister of Punjab.
Huge symbolic importance for marginalized communities, as the article points out.
Indeed. And it also notes Rahul Gandhi's role in that selection process.
Okay, so that's the political ascent. But let's pivot to this other incredible track, the academics.
Yes, this unstoppable academic quest, as PreSense puts it. I mean, already holding a PhD.
At 60, yeah.
And still pursuing more degrees, currently doing an MA in public administration second semester. It's quite something.
It really is. What fuels that, though, with such a busy political life?
Well, according to him, a lot goes back to his father. His father believed education was the way out of poverty. The quote mentioned is something like, "We might not have wealth, but learning can build our future." Powerful idea.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
And he certainly took it to heart. BA, LLB, MBA, MA in political science before the PhD.
Right. And when asked why keep studying, his answer isn't about personal gain.
No.
He says it's about serving the nation, especially Punjab, more effectively. That education broadens perspective, sharpens decision-making.
And deepens empathy.
Yeah.
All crucial for leadership, you'd think.
Exactly. The article even has that picture of him receiving his PhD. It really underscores this wasn't just a hobby. It was a serious commitment alongside everything else.
Which brings us to the balancing act. How do you juggle being an MP chairing this important committee?
The one that just won the Sansad Ratna Award, yeah.
Having previously been CM and doing rigorous studies, it's hard to imagine.
Speaks to incredible discipline and time management, surely. His dedication seems immense.
And it seems other parts of his early life also contributed to his approach, like sports.
Oh, yeah. He was quite the athlete, apparently. Represented Punjab University in handball. Goalkeeper. Won 3 golds in inter-university games.
3 golds. Wow. Also played cricket and football.
Wicketkeeper and goalkeeper there, too. Interestingly, sports actually helped fund his education.
Really?
Yeah, full scholarships, even pocket money came from his sports achievements. Institutions provided the kits and all.
So discipline from sports, financial independence early on. That must have shaped him.
You'd think so. And it wasn't just sports. Culture, too. Captain of Bhangra teams.
Okay, so connecting with roots, building confidence, teamwork, stage presence,
Yeah.
all useful later on.
Absolutely. Add to that his involvement in NCC and NSS National Cadet Corps and National Service Scheme.
Right, instilling discipline, service, leadership, endurance. A strong foundation for public life.
Precisely. It all seems to fit together.
So, when we look at his time in office, what stands out in terms of achievements? The article highlights his focus on the less privileged.
Yes, very much rooted in his own background. Education and healthcare for weaker and middle sections were priorities.
And that specific scheme, Mir Gar, Mir Name. Tell us about that.
Right, that tackled a really critical issue in rural Laldora zones. Basically, people living in houses without formal ownership papers.
Leaving them vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
No proper property rights, couldn't get loans against the property.
Exactly. This scheme helped them get those houses registered in their names. Huge for economic security, access to credit, but also, dignity.
A very tangible impact then. Grounded in his own experience, it seems.
Seems that way. Another thing mentioned is renaming the Agriculture Department.
How so?
Advocating to add farm labor welfare to the name. A small change, maybe, but signals a commitment to include everyone in the agricultural sector's growth, especially laborers.
That's an interesting point. Inclusive growth. He also takes pride in specific projects.
Yes, definitely. Overseeing the 550th birth anniversary celebrations of Guru Nanak Dev Ji as tourism minister that got global attention.
I remember that.
Also, the Dastani Shahadat theme park in Chamkaur Sahib, telling the story of Sikh martyrs, and initiating the Skill University construction.
So cultural heritage, historical remembrance, and future skills. A broad range.
And despite all this, the profile paints him as remaining quite humble.
How does he maintain that, do they say?
He credits his upbringing, his parents teaching contentment. There's even an anecdote about him living in a single hostel room in Delhi while being an MP.
Really? Just a simple room?
Yeah. His view seems to be that humility builds trust, while arrogance, well, it pushes people away. A good lesson for public service? No.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Essential, really. Finally, let's touch on his message for young people. Politics can seem disillusioning sometimes.
True. But he argues that politics, when done right with sincerity, integrity is actually a powerful tool for positive change.
So he's calling for, what? Better politics?
Essentially, yes. More transparency, inclusivity, meritocracy. He wants youth to know their ideas, their effort, their honesty matters.
Trying to restore the dignity of public service.
Exactly. Through integrity, humility, and having a real purpose. He thinks that will attract the right people.
And his advice for young aspirants.
Focus on passion, honesty, sincerity, not just chasing positions. See politics as a lifelong commitment to serving and uplifting others. And keep learning, both through education and experience.
Continuous learning again. It's a constant theme. He feels there's a need for young leaders with values, vision, a sense of duty.
Seems so. And that brings us back nicely to the recognition his committee received.
The Sansad Ratna 2025 Award for the Committee on Agriculture.
Yes. He expresses gratitude to his party, to Rahul Gandhi for their trust, but he also emphasizes the award's own significance.
Initiated by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, right?
Correct. To motivate MPs towards high standards, transparency, performance, public service. He sees it as a collective win for the whole committee, reflecting their hard work.
So wrapping this up, our deep dive, based on that PreSense article, shows Dr. Channi's journey is really quite extraordinary.
It is. From those humble roots to the highest office in Punjab, and all the while, this incredible dedication to learning.
It underscores how education, humility, perseverance, they can fuel real, impactful change.
Definitely. And it leaves you thinking, doesn't it, about balancing our own personal growth with contributing meaningfully to society.
Yeah. Dr. Channi's example of juggling huge responsibilities with that thirst for knowledge is, well, it's inspiring.
Maybe it prompts you, the listener, to consider what your own unstoppable academic quest might look like. How could continuous learning help you make a difference in whatever sphere you operate in?
A powerful thought to end on. How learning can empower us all.